Welcome back to Spoilerverse TV, and if you thought From was holding back this season, Episode 7 looks like the moment everything starts exploding at once. Because best laid plans may finally answer one of the biggest mysteries fans have been obsessing over while also pushing Boyd toward his most dangerous move yet, and based on the official synopsis, plus everything the season has been building, this episode could completely shift the story heading into the final stretch. The biggest reveal in Episode 7 centers on Tabitha and Jade, and according to the official synopsis their troubling history is finally brought into the light, which is massive because for weeks the show has been teasing that these two are connected in ways nobody fully understands, and now it feels like the town itself may have been pulling them together for a reason. Tabitha has been seeing terrifying visions and following clues that never seem random, while Jade has become obsessed with symbols, strange sounds, and fragments of the town's hidden past, and Episode 7 looks like the point where all of that starts fitting together. The theory gaining the most attention is that Tabitha and Jade may be tied to the town from long before they arrived, possibly through previous cycles of people trapped there or some repeating pattern that has happened again and again over decades. And if that turns out to be true, then everything changes, because it would mean they weren't chosen by accident. It would mean the town wanted them there. That alone is terrifying, but it gets even bigger when Victor's memories enter the picture. Victor has clearly been hiding more than he says, and every season he reveals tiny pieces that change everything we thought we knew. Episode 7 could finally connect Victor's past to Tabitha and Jade's visions, and if Victor recognizes something in Jade's symbols, or remembers Tabitha from stories tied to the town's past, that could become one of the wildest reveals From has ever done. Meanwhile, Boyd is preparing what the synopsis calls a dangerous theory, and if there's one thing this show has taught us, it's that every time Boyd pushes against the town's rules, the consequences hit hard. He's desperate for answers. He's exhausted, and after everything the monsters and the town itself have taken from him, Boyd is done waiting. Episode 7 looks like the beginning of Boyd taking direct action again, testing boundaries, and risking everything to prove the town can be beaten. But the title Best Laid Plans feels like a warning, because even the smartest plan in From usually collapses. Boyd may think he understands the pattern. He may think he finally sees a weakness, but the town always seems one step ahead. And that brings us to the other chilling part of the synopsis. Another resident begins to unravel. That line feels very intentional. It suggests someone mentally or emotionally breaks under the pressure. And honestly, there are several dangerous possibilities. Sarah is still haunted by the voices, and feels like she's always on the edge of another breakdown. Fatima has been under intense pressure, and her storyline has only become darker. Kenny is carrying grief and anger that keeps building. Even Julie feels like she's standing close to something she doesn't fully understand. Whoever unravels in Episode 7 could trigger the next disaster. And in this show, one person making one wrong move can destroy everything. That's why fans are expecting a brutal final scene. Episode 8 is titled Heavy as the Head, which sounds like leadership, sacrifice, and impossible choices. That tells us Episode 7 probably ends with someone forced into a decision nobody wants to make. Maybe Boyd's theory works but costs someone their life. Maybe Tabitha and Jade discover a truth too terrifying to ignore. Maybe Victor reveals something he's been protecting for years. Or maybe the monsters use all of it against them. Because the scariest part of From has never just been the creatures. It's the feeling that the town learns. It adapts. And every time the residents feel close to an answer, something hits harder. So Episode 7 could be the turning point. Tabitha and Jade's history may finally explain why the visions keep happening. Boyd could launch a plan that changes the rules. A resident may completely break, and the ending could leave everyone heading into Episode 8 more vulnerable than ever. If even half of these reveals land the way fans expect, Best Laid Plans might end up being one of the biggest episodes of the entire season. So what do you think? Are Tabitha and Jade connected to the town's past? Is Boyd about to finally outsmart the monsters? And who do you think starts unraveling before the episode ends? Drop your theories in the comments, hit subscribe for more From spoilers every week, and I'll see you in the next